Hi, within this lecture we're going to see how can we focus our attack of Airodump NG into a one specific router. Okay, so within the previous lecture we gathered information about all the routers that are around us, but in this lecture we're going to focus on one specific router and we're going to collect more information regarding that router. And of course there's a command to do that. As you can see, it looks like a pretty complicated command, but actually it's not. All we have to do is just specify the channel and the MAC address of that router. Okay, and if we want to write this file into a pcap file, and we're going to see what is that, and then later on analyze the results in a different tool, then we can do it with --write command as well. And of course we have to specify our interface in this case, as we do all the time. So it's WLAN OMON in my case, but if yours is named differently, then of course you have to write your own interface name. So actually let me just close this down and go back to my Kali Linux machine in order to take you through this example. So we already have this and we know what kind of client, what kind of router that we want to focus on. So in my case, it's my own router, which is Pulp Fiction. So I'm going to write Airodump NG one more time, but I'm going to give it more features, more inputs right now. So I'm going to say --channel in order to specify my channel here. So as you can see, my channel is 9, and then I'm going to write my BSSID. So it's already in there, right? So all you have to do is just copy this value from here and paste it down in your command. Later on, I'm going to say --write in order to save this result into a file, okay? And we don't have to do that, but I'm going to do it anyway, and I'm going to save it to something called test1, and I'm going to explain it why I'm doing this after we run this command. And of course I'm going to specify my interface as WLAN OMON. So as you can see, now we started to gather data. So upper side of this data is the same as before, right? We have this BSS ID of the client, of the router, and we have this power, we have this beacons, we have the data and channel and encryption model and everything as before. But we have this downside. So on the below panel here, we have the BSS ID again, and we have the station. So what is a station? So BSS ID is again the MAC address of our router, and station lists the MAC addresses of the devices that are connected to that specific router. So right now, even though you're not connected, even though you don't know the password of this router, you can see the connected devices. Of course, you can only see the MAC addresses of that devices, but it's enough for us right now. So we can see how many devices are actually connected to that router. We can see the MAC numbers of them, and we can see the power of them. Okay, so we can understand the closeness of the devices to that router. And we have this frames column in here. It indicates the packets that are going on from that station, from that device, so we can know which device is actively being used right now. And as you might remember, we have saved this result into a file called test. And I said that we are doing this so we can actually analyze it later on. So this is test1 for us. So first we have to find this test1 file. So I'm going to run ls test1 and put a star to the end of this, and for a reason I cannot make star in my keyboard right now, so let me try and find this star. Yeah, I believe I found it. ls test1 star. So it will show us all the extensions that test1 has in the current folder. So as you can see, we have this test1.cap, we have this test1.csv, and the other files as well. You can see the results from the CSV file by just catting into it, okay? So say cat tests1 CSV. So you see the results in here. But you may want to open the cap file as well. And if you type Wireshark and hit enter, it will pop open the Wireshark tool for you. So Wireshark is a tool in order to analyze these packets, in order to analyze flows going inside of a network. So you can just click on file here and say open and find the file and open it inside of your Wireshark tool. So it's test1.cap for me. If I say open, it will just open the file. Then I can analyze all the information that we gathered from that Airodump ng command. So as you can see, this is much more detailed information. And we're going to learn how to use Wireshark in the following sections or following lectures. But for right now, you have to know that Wireshark is a tool used by network administrators. So we use Wireshark to oversee what is going on inside of network. So we can analyze these packets, we can analyze every information regarding to a network using Wireshark. And we're going to go into the details of this in the post connection section actually, where we try to gather password and username information from a user within the same network, even though we're not allowed to. So we will simulate a post-connection attack, a network attack called man in the middle, and we're going to actually see the results of it and try to capture the password and username of a user of a victim by using Wireshark. But right now I'm going to just close it down because I just wanted to show you that if you save these files, if you save these results to a file, you can just open it and analyze them later on by going into the CSV or cap file. So we're going to stop here and we're going to learn something about denial of service attacks in the next lecture.